She's a champion with many flags, many. So she's here today, and I am so honored to have her.
Thank you so much, Miguel. Let me get my remarks here ready. So thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity to give this warm welcome to all of you here today. I want to begin by saying that today is a very important day for many reasons. Of course, we're here today to collaborate on ways to address the ever-growing problem of climate change and come up with sustainable ways to maintain our environment and assure food security and assure the health and well-being of every single person on our planet. However, today is also a historic day that I would like us all to remember, as the concept of peace and planet go hand in hand. And today is the 71st anniversary of the dropping of an atomic bomb on Japan. On the morning of August 6, 1945, during World War II, the United States dropped an atomic bomb over Hiroshima, Japan. It was the first time and one of only 2 instances that an atom bomb was used in warfare. A few days later, another atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki. These atomic bombings killed 90,000 to 146,000 people in Hiroshima and 39,000 to 80,000 in Nagasaki. Around half of the deaths in each city occurred on the first day. In the following months, the other deaths occurred from the effect of burns, radiation sickness, and other injuries compounded by illness and malnutrition. Most of the dead were civilians. I start out with this historic remembrance to remind us all to actively fight for a world devoid of nuclear weapons. Our planet belongs to all the people who inhabit it, and cities must never again become targets of such devastation. Now, I also want to share another historic remembrance of today. Many of you may know about Richmond's vast natural beauty, our 32 miles of shoreline on the bay, our beautiful hillside, and our precious treasured site of Point Malati with spectacular views of Mount Tamalpais, the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, and the sparkling waters of the San Francisco Bay. But that isn't the only vision that stands out on our landscape. At our city's northern limits, a giant oil refinery with smokestacks belching toxins protrudes into view. Of course, what is not always visible is the impact of these emissions on land, water, air, and of course, the people living within the refinery's periphery. With the refinery's legacy of 100 years plus of fossil fuel development here in Richmond, the Chevron Richmond refinery has despoiled the environment in so many ways. Although Richmond beholds vast natural grandeur, the land and its people also endure environmental degradation. While our city has such beautiful natural landscape, we simultaneously have struggled with serious pollution that has created a public health hazard for our residents. In addition, we have suffered explosions, fires, and chemical leaks. Well, today, August 6th, also marks the 4th anniversary of a horrific fire and explosion that happened at the refinery here in Richmond in 2012. That was just 4 years ago. Many of you know about the fire because it received national attention. 19 workers nearly lost their lives in that fire, and 15,000 people went to local hospitals for treatment for respiratory ailments. But we in Richmond together have a long history of strong, determined community activism, activists pursuing rights to a quality existence. Today, many activists are pushing hard for the Bay Area Quality Management District to agree to a worker community proposal to reduce emissions from the refinery every year in a significant way. I brought a resolution to the Richmond City Council about a month ago that was unanimously approved by the council, urging the Air District to adopt that proposal. The Chevron Richmond refinery is the largest point source of GHG emissions in the entire state of California. And along with those GHG emissions come lots of co-pollutants and so much ongoing risk to our community. But I feel confident that step by step we will continue to make progress in Richmond so that the sustained beauty of our city prevails rather than the ongoing impact to people and planet caused by the fossil fuel industry. And I don't have to tell you that Richmond's contradictions point to much larger systemic failures. In our nation as a whole, we have experienced a failed American dream where the impacts of environmental injustice, side by side with so many other injustices, continue to plague us. Richmond is a microcosm of America and is lined with tales both beautiful and ugly, promising and tragic, and yet like those of so many cities. Today, you are all part of this conference because you care about a better future for all, and you are demanding a shift away from fossil fuels, which will not only create a sustainable climate and end the wars fought for foreign oil, but it will also create that sustainable food supply that we need to feed every person on the planet. Future generations depend on us doing the work here today. As stated by the conference organizers, this 2016 Soil Not Oil International Conference links the fight to stop the extraction of fossil fuels while offering soil-based solutions to decarbonize the atmosphere and mitigate climate change, exploring traditional, local, organic, and sustainable practices of food production. I am proud that Richmond is part of this fight and this movement. I am proud that some of your speakers over the course of this two-day conference have included and include today some of our local community leaders, such as Andre Soto from Communities for a Better Environment, Rebecca Newbern from Richmond Grows, John Rulak from Nutiva, as well as leaders from the indigenous community struggles such as Penny Opal Plant, Allison Ahara Brown, and Isabella Zizi. And some of the activist leaders we have worked closely with over the years from Amazon Watch are here doing workshops today, like Leila Salazar and Adam Zuckerman. We in Richmond have a close connection with the struggle of the indigenous community in Ecuador, whose habitat was destroyed by Chevron, along with so much of the Ecuadorian Amazon rainforest. And there are so many others here today in Richmond, from Richmond, and who have worked with us in Richmond in one way or another, including and especially Miguel Robles, the key organizer of this Soil Not Oil conference. So we are all linked in this struggle, and that personally excites me. Because we are not only saving our planet and creating sustainable systems, but we are creating a new social structure where each of us plays a role and holds a responsibility to the larger cause of preserving the planet and the people living on the planet. We must keep doing all facets of the work to achieve this aim. I have a favorable perspective on the future, and it is because of all of you. We are in this together, and I am proud that today we are gathered here in my beautiful city, our beautiful city of Richmond, to further our collective efforts. I am proud to I served for 2 terms as mayor of Richmond, termed out, ran and won my city council race. So, thank you. So I'm proud to still be serving this wonderful city as a city council member. You know, we are all here to further this effort. And so I just want to end by thanking each and every one of you and hoping that this day of this conference, this second day, is a great day. So let's continue to enjoy building our community, to enjoy building our movement, and to enjoy building a sustainable future for ourselves and the future generations to come. Thank you all so much.